me wanna pull your shirt to the side of the road. Slide on over, let me hold you close until you hear the thing I'm playing. Well, hop on out until you pocket drunk on you, no alcohol. You don't stop alone. You make me wanna pull your shirt to the side of the road. Slide on over, let me hold you close until you hear the thing I'm thinking. Hop on out until you pocket drunk on you, no alcohol. You don't stop alone. Girl, you make me wanna. Yeah, windows down, country sound. Got the FM on the radio. Well, Thomas Rhett bring in the new year. Happy New Year, everybody. So I feel like this time of the year, me and pretty much everybody else, I want to sit back and think about how the previous year was and what we might do differently for the next 365 days to make a difference in our own or someone else's life. I know 2018 was huge for me. I went from basically having been in the corporate and music world my whole life to leaving the corporate world, starting my own company, doing the construction thing that I do also, and really focusing on music as well without having the distraction of being tied to the corporate world anymore. And in a few months of that going on, finally got a fully staffed record label for the first time. I've been working with Jerry McDowell with Jericho for radio promotion for a few years, but other than that, it's just been basically been on my own as far as the music thing goes. But as of about 6 months ago, I met Kathy Douglas, and she and I have been working together with she's been doing artist management for me and has helped me find my publicist, Jill McGuckin, with McGuckin Entertainment. She was Jerry Jeff Walker's publicist, among many others, and she is the bomb diggity. So very happy to be working with her. I've also been working with Jake McKim and Birch Street Music for A&R. Kathy introduced me to Holly Grant and Grant Entertainment for booking. So we have, and of course Kathy has her team in Nashville as well with Indie Extreme that provides label services, so all the services needed to own, operate, run, whatever a successful record label. So it's been quite a different experience having all the help that I've had now this year, and it's definitely starting to pay off, which it's been a great year. We got to play Houston Thanksgiving Day Parade on national TV. That was pretty awesome. Nominated for Songwriter of the Year. And I got that trophy up there for that, for House of Cards. Nominated for Male Vocalist of the Year, Texas Country Music Awards, as well as the Jose Awards in Nashville. It's been a pretty awesome year. And so my thought was, okay, you do that, step one, think about how your last year went, and then decide what you can do differently to take it even higher, right? So the last 3 months, once my company started doing real well, and I decided to treat myself to a lifetime fitness membership again. My old company used to pay for those, and they're pretty pricey. Once I started doing well on my own, I decided to get one for myself, and I coupled that with two personal training sessions every week, and then another session I do on my own, and then as well as a physical therapist and a chiropractor and a nutritionist. I am probably definitely in the best shape I've ever been in my life. That's all happened over the last few months. And so what I did was, for this next year, to take it up a notch, I added an additional training session a week, so that's 4 now, and plus the one on my own. And I'm going to take 1 year off from drinking. I feel like if you go out and drink, I don't have anything against it necessarily, but if you do go out and drink, it's definitely going to affect your next day to some extent. And so even if it's once a month, twice a month that you have a less than productive day, that's less than 100% because you went out the night before or whatever, I think it can only help. So I was looking for things to do. I added an additional personal training session a week. So an extra 4 or 5 a month, depending on how many weeks we have that month. And then I also added, I'm doing Lifetime offers a meal prep deal, so that's going to help me because I'm always on the road and I'm always rushing to another job site or another gig or whatever. So they offer a meal prep deal. I can go and pick up all my meals for the week. So I have that narrowed down, the training session thing narrowed down, and then on top of all that, giving up alcohol for 1 year to see how that goes. Hey Heather, how are you? I'm gonna catch up on comments here. Happy New Year, Vance. How you been, buddy? Jason, Happy New Year's. Wish you and yours the best as well. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Denise. Susan, Vaughn, Howie. So yeah, if anybody's got wants to share, I would love to hear what you guys came up with for your 2019, be it personal goals or professional goals or whatever. I've heard some of mine. Obviously, I've been chosen to play at the Texas Association of Fairs and Events. Their convention is in Galveston this year, and they do that every year. And some friends of mine that have done it in the past, Cody Wayne, for example. Hey, Mom, we'll see you. Has told me how that's completely changed his career. He they performed full band for it 2 or 3 years ago. And what that convention is all about is getting everyone that's associated with fairs and festivals in Texas and bringing them all to one big convention together so everybody can network and meet. And talent buyers, for example, can find artists to book for these different festivals and what have you. And for me, that's always been a major goal of mine, was to get into the fair and festival scene, because you have a highly concentrated, a large group of people, a highly concentrated area where everybody there is, is interested in that type of music. In my case, obviously it's a country music festival or whatever. So you have a whole bunch of Texas country and country music fans that will be there to check out other similar artists, since you're playing, on the same bill with some of these other guys that will, if people like them, they're probably going to like you, kind of thing. So I've made that it's been a goal of mine for a long time. I wasn't real sure how to accomplish that, and as of about a year ago, I realized that I learned that the Texas Association of Fairs and Events is a great place to start. So we submitted to perform and submitted a video and all that, like an audition video, and they chose us. So Friday night, January 11th, I believe it is, performing for the reception there. So hopefully that'll spring something cool. Also, my booking agency, Grant Entertainment, we all got some rooms together near each other at the San Louis. So after the convention, we're inviting back talent buyers and people that are associated with these fairs and festivals back to our suite, where we have a PA set up. So myself and some of her other artists can invite these guys and gals back to check us out, and then put on a little kind of private sort of house concert or whatever, just a suite party basically. Let them kind of get to know us and hear our music and all that, and hopefully snag some fairs and festivals out of the deal. So that's the first thing coming up for us this year. I got my Spotify stats in and took a look at last year, and my biggest song last year, which I'm not surprised, was one that was included on the Texas Country Music Association's Best Picks album, which was a collection of their 12 top songs for the year. And we had one on this past year's CD, and we actually were just included on another one, or have another one included on the next CD. It's but the first one that was chosen, which was in fact my biggest song this year, according to Spotify, was this one. It's called That Kiss. Was a poolside party, got the girls past midnight, ran out of Cardiff, started sipping that box wine. I swear he came out of nowhere, Top song in 2018 according to Spotify. So there you have it. Man, I'm excited. I have a brand new album coming out this spring. The album release date has been set for April 4th. The first single off of this album is set to release this Friday. I'm sorry, the album comes out April 12th. The single comes out January 4th. That's this Friday. So we actually did a tribute to another artist that we lost in 2018. Mr. Daryle Singletary passed away, and my favorite Daryle Singletary song was a song called "Too Much Fun." So in honor of Daryle, we recreated which was his most successful song, "Too Much Fun," and that's gonna be our next release in his honor. It comes out this Friday to Texas Country Radio, and will be on the new album, which the full album comes out April 12th. We're working with, I believe, Firehouse Saloon here in Houston to have a CD release party on April 12th and all that. So looking for that. However, this year we're gonna do something a little different. So the radio has, radio's been around forever, and then now with all of the streaming with Spotify and Pandora and the millions of others. Hey Andy, it's really changed the game, and so it's not as simple as it was, where you put out a song to radio and you worked that song for 3 or 4 months and it did its thing up the charts and down the charts, and then you came out with another one. You now have basically 2 groups that you're playing to. You have the people that listen to the radio, which in Houston is tough because unless you have an HD radio, you don't even hear Texas country too much here. When you get out of Houston, it's a lot more prevalent, but for me being in Houston, it's been a little tough on the radio side of things. But there's this whole other group, which is actually much, much larger. They consume their music via streaming outlets, be it, like I said, Spotify or Apple Music or Pandora or whatever. So what we're doing this year is, yes, we're on the radio this Friday with Too Much Fun, and that song will come out across the digital platforms as well. However, once a month, roughly or so, we're going to drop a new single off of the album, digitally only. Radio will be separate, right? So Too Much Fun will do its thing on the charts for the next few months, and then we'll release, follow that radio release schedule with our singles on the radio side of things. But for those of you that consume your music on the digital platforms, you'll be getting a drop every single month, roughly. So try that out for the year and see how that goes. So last year I dropped 4 songs off of the current album just as a teaser. Put together a little EP called House of Cards, and it was cool to put those out on to Spotify and what have you, and watch the stats and see which songs people were actually. You could get an idea of which songs people were liking and listening to more, because obviously you could see the numbers of the times they listened to them, and different than the radio where they play the song and you either hear it or you didn't. In Spotify, people actually go and listen to it or choose to play it or whatever. So that the information that you get is pretty interesting. So we're gonna put some of that into action this year and see what happens. So here you go. This is the tribute to the late great Mr. Daryle Singletary. This single officially drops Friday, January 4th. It's one of my favorite Daryle Singletary songs and one of his most successful. It's called Too Much Fun. Blue lights flashing in my rear view. The sheriff said, boy, should have known it was you. You got 14 people in the back of this truck. I warned you twice and now I'm lighting you up. I said, officer, what have I done? Smile and say, boy, you're having too much fun. Too much fun, what's that mean? It's like too much money, no such thing. It's like a girl too pretty with too much class, being too lucky, the car too fast. No matter what they say I've done, well, I ain't never had too much fun. Was life right now that the sun will live? Me and old Bobby just had to join in. to Mr. Daryle Singletary. All right, Happy New Year's, everybody. I hope everybody had a great New Year's Eve last night. Had a good, relaxing New Year's Day today. And is ready to go kick it in the butt starting tomorrow morning first thing, huh? Cheers to 2019, y'all. We'll see ya.